Okay, students, welcome to the Photo Inside Text tutorial. And step number 1 is open the Buffalo image, and then we are going to add some text to it. So grab your text tool, just regular text, and don't do a text box. The text box is when you click and drag. Don't do a text box, just click and type. We're going to do bison. I would hit your caps lock so it types in all caps. We are going to put the buffalo inside the text, so we want a nice thick font, and that's why I'm doing caps, because it makes the letters a little bigger. So I am using, it is Cooper Black. You can go through and choose any font that's a nice thick font so that the words, there's space inside the letters for the image to go into it. And then I'm going to grab the Move tool, top tool, and I'm going to stretch this nice and big. And the newest version of Photoshop, you have to hold down Shift to stretch and distort bison. Make it about the size of the buffalo. If you need to zoom out a little bit, you can do that as you're stretching. So I'm going to go probably somewhere along this lines. And you can resize it a little bit later if you need to. Okay, so after you've put buffalo on there, bison, you need to switch your layers. To be able to switch your layers, you need to unlock your background layer. Click the little lock to unlock it, and then click your text layer, drag underneath. So you can't see it for a moment, it's still there. If you turn off this top layer, you can see that bison is back there. Now this is a little bit of the tricky part. You're going to put your cursor, see where mine's moving over here on my layers panel. You put your cursor in between the two layers, and you hold down Alt, and you move your cursor until you get this little down arrow with a white square. So it's right in between the two layers. If you move it up too much or down too much, it goes away. So just right in between the two layers, you're holding down Alt and you click once. And it puts buffalo inside bison. I'm still on my Move tool. So right now I'm moving the image around. If I wanted to click on the text layer, then I can move. You're going to have to turn Auto Select off for just to move the text layer. So I like his eye to be showing. I'm going to turn that back on just in case I want it on. Okay, and then I just selected both layers. Actually, I probably want this off. And I'm going to just center them together. Something like that. If you wanted to change your letters here, you could. So if you wanted to change that, you could. But I'm just going to go with something like that. So I kind of want to see his eye, his horn, his nose, his tail. Okay, don't forget if you resize, you have to enter. Actually, I want to see a little more of these birds up here. So I'm going to see if I can make this a tad bigger. I'm holding down Shift so it distorts. Okay, enter. Okay, I'm fairly happy with that. Okay, so you've got that positioned, you got the words where you like them on the animal. Okay, click on your text layer. You go into the FX, stroke. You can make the stroke whatever color you want. You can sample color from the image if you'd like. I'm going to make mine kind of a nice green, I think. And then add a drop shadow. Now when you're on the layer styles, when you click on, you can check the box, but then the properties don't change. So make sure you click on the box. So when you click the little box, it doesn't change the properties. It'll add that onto your image, but it doesn't change the properties over here, so you can adjust each of the different settings. So make sure you click on the bar, and then you can come around and you can change the size, the spread. I'm going to turn those down, my distance down. And then when you come out on the drop shadow, this is kind of fun. You can come and click and drag to move the drop shadow around, and that is changing your distance and your angle. If you watch those two, you can see how they change. So you can put the drop shadow where you want it to be. If you change the size, it kind of feathers it. Soft. The spread will kind of make it grow. So go ahead and add a stroke, a drop shadow, and then let's do an outer glow. And remember, click on it and you can see the properties. Now, it's really hard to see the outer glow when you don't have a background. but it's kind of this little pixelated look. It will look really cool once we add our background. So I'm just going to go ahead and press OK. You can kind of see it over here too. And then we can always come back and adjust these later if we want. Next, create a new layer and just put it on the bottom. And then we are going to go to the half black and white circle. We're going to go to gradient and click on the bar here for gradient, and it comes up with more options. You have to click on the little arrow to open this up. In basics, this is your foreground and background color. So sometimes I have you pick these two colors first, but you can also just do it right here. If you click on the slider, I call it the little house, kind of looks like a house. Then you can go to color, and then you can choose whatever color you want. I'm going to choose a color from the image. And then if I click on the other little house slider, then I can go change my other color. Let's go with a green or something. Then you can press OK. You have all these other ones too. You can always go play with those if you want. But I usually, just the two colors is sufficient. Press OK. And you can also play with the angle. If you want to go in a different angle, play with that. And then press OK. And you're almost done. The only thing left you have to do is put your name on it. And if you look, let me draw attention, you can see this outer glow. See that? Okay, now it's a little tricky to put your name on it, because if I grab the text tool and come out to try to add a new layer, it goes to my buffalo layer. So to add a new layer, if you hold down shift, remember when we select and stuff, shift is adding. So if we hold down shift, then you can add a new layer. Now my problem is it's not on top, so I need to drag it up. And now my problem is clipping inside, so it's actually inside Bison. So I'm going to hold down Alt and take it out. It's the same as how you put a layer in. Just hold down Alt, click between the two layers, it comes out. Now my caps locks was still on from when I did cap locks on the buffalo. So I'm just going to fix that. And there you go. You should be all done. Go ahead and turn it in.